Hi guys. So, I know it's been a while. Got a little busy with work. Had a slow patch a couple months ago in regards to work just because, holidays and all. But I think things are starting to pick up, so I might not be able to record as often as I'd like, but, you know, hey, it's work. Gotta pay the bills somehow, right? But anyway, so lately things have been good. Work's been kind of being work and, keeping me busy and all. So, hope everybody had a good April Fool's Day or on Sunday. It was also Easter, which I guess it's very rare for Easter and April Fool's Day to fall on the same day. But, hey, it's interesting. You never really get to see that once in your life. Yeah, I'm probably rambling a little bit. Anyway, so I hope everybody had a good April Fools and had a good Easter. In regards to April Fool's Day, good thing for practical jokes, right? Okay, so what I did for April Fool's was I didn't really have a plan per se as to what I was gonna do because I didn't know what I was gonna do. Because I had done a whole bunch of stuff, like all the things that I wanted to do, I had already done, and so I was like, okay, what can I do? So I kind of went online for some ideas. And the thing that I did was, okay, I don't know how many of you watch my videos. No, I don't know how many of you know who the band Guns N' Roses is. If you do, you'll get this prank. If not, look up Guns N' Roses, listen to one of their songs, and see if you like them. If not, or if you do, I have converted a Guns N' Roses fan. But yeah, so what I did this year was I printed out like a couple of pictures of Slash, the guitarist from Guns N' Roses, and so I printed out like 4 copies of a picture that I found, and I taped them to a postcard. Like I taped each picture to its own individual postcard. Then I went outside, taped those 4 pictures to the tires of my dad's car, of my dad's truck. I taped the pictures of Slash to his tires. And then I wrote a note and stuck it on and taped it to his steering wheel. It was like, I think your tires have been slashed. Now, I didn't actually literally slash his tires. You guys might be like, oh no, hey, slashing tires will cost tons of money to get replaced. I didn't literally slash his tires. I just taped pictures of Slash to them. And he thought it was kind of clever. He thought it was clever. I thought it was a good joke because, hey, I didn't want to cost him like thousands of dollars just to get 4 tires replaced, because that would be bad. But I just thought that was clever. That was like my best, one of my best ones. Now, there was one a couple of years ago. There was one little joke a couple of years ago that I did. And I think that year I'd put my dad under a false sense of security because I didn't really have a plan that year and for it. And so his birthday's in April. So what I did was they had this was back when I lived in Virginia. But what I did was they had come down to North Carolina for a weekend. And it was like April Fool's weekend. and also he would have pinned down for his birthday. So what I did was on the day that they were coming back, I blew up a whole bunch of those like little party balloons, like the smaller ones, and so I blew them all up. I was originally going to put them in his bathtub so that when he got into the shower that morning, he would have been like, oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of balloons in my bathtub. But then I was like, you know what? They're going to be sitting in there overnight for like a day. I don't know when he's going to get home. So what I did was, when they were coming back, like the day they were coming back, I blew them all up and I put them in the back seat, in like the back footwell of his car. And then I just put a layer on the back seat. I didn't want to fill up his entire back seat because, you know, what if he got in and decided to drive one day? Then it would just be like, oh my gosh, I can't see. So I put him in the footwell and a layer on the back seat. And he had to leave early the next morning. So he would have found them. But so when he got up the next morning, he was just like, oh, you know, she didn't do anything. So he goes to put his stuff in the back seat. Thankfully, he was the only one driving to work that morning. But so he goes to put his stuff in the back seat. He's like, okay, something, you know, he opens the door. It's like, oh, something's in the back seat. So he has to put his stuff in the front seat. And so he's driving. And I think as the air in the car got warmer, the balloons started coming up. And he was like, oh, crap, she got me. Because, I mean, he wasn't expecting it. And he could only go above, like, a certain speed limit. But he could only go, like, to a certain speed just because, you know, the balloons would have gotten in the way. And so he had the balloons in his backseat all in the backseat of his car, like all day. That was, I think, I don't want to say it was one of my best, but I think it was. So it was a little hard to top that because, I mean, how can you top that, really? And then I think last year, which was last April Fool's, or April 1st, which that was the anniversary of us moving down. We moved down here April 1st. So I think my mom and I had gone grocery shopping that day, like when we got down there. And I was sitting there and I was like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then I think when we were at Walmart, I was like, or either before we had left to go shopping or while we were at Walmart, I was just like, oh my gosh, I got it. A leak. I'm going to get a leak and put it in the sink. And so we ended up getting like leaks. They were like 3 leaks to a little bundle. So we got some leaks. So I put it in the sink. And then when he got home, I was like, Dad, I think there's a leak in the sink. You know, L-E-A-K. Or that was my intention. There was a literal leak, vegetable, in the sink. And so he goes in, he's like, I'm not seeing the leak, you know, I'm not seeing it. And I was like, no, are you sure you're looking? Because, I mean, there is a leak. I think the sink is leaking. And so then he like actually looked in the sink and he was like, oh, leak in the sink. Okay, yeah. So that's another one. That if you're ever looking for April Fool's jokes to do, you can use the balloons in the back of the car or the tub, if, you know, just so you can get somebody. Or the leak in the sink. You can get the leaks at any grocery store, obviously. And then the pictures of Slash from Guns N' Roses, that's a cheap one that you can do. Because, I mean, all you really need is a printer and your computer, index cards if you want to, and some tape. That's all you need for that. And then what we've always done is we've always done the classic tape or rubber band on the sprayer in the sink. What I also did one year was I taped, like I put packing tape, the clear packing tape on the faucet, and then on the shower head, and so that, because at the time my dad was the only one using, or he was using the shower. He was the first one to use the shower every morning, so that kind of got him. Then there was one year, or I think it was either the same year I did the faucets, or it was one of the years around then. I had switched up the keyboard a little bit because the Romanian alphabet is very similar to the English alphabet. Like Latin, like is very similar to the Latin alphabet, I guess. So what I did one year was I switched like the alphabet on the computer from English to, I think it was Romanian. And so that it wouldn't be as noticeable. And so my dad was sitting there. That one was originally to get my mom because she's not very technology literate. Like she knows how to use it, but she's, I don't want to say a little slow, but sometimes she has a hard time with it. So that one was originally to get my mom, but I ended up getting my dad. Either way, I got somebody. So that was kind of interesting. I think that year was the go get my dad year. But there was that. What else? Oh, one thing my dad did. You know those rubber, or not rubber, like the plastic blow up snake thing, the pool toys that you can get? Like what he did was he got one that was a snake, and he blew it up, stuck it in the toilet, like coiled up, like in his toilet at first, and he got my mom really good on that one. Like, because if you like put it in there and then close the lid, and you know it's best to do that one at night because then you know they're kind of like half awake, they're like mostly still asleep and they're not really gonna expect it, and then they open the lid, sit down, and oh my gosh, there's, what is that? And it's a you know snake pool toy. Then he tried it with me, but they were going out of town that weekend, so I wasn't using my bathroom for a while, so I didn't get it till like a couple days later. But they but yeah, those are a few things. So you got pictures of Slash the guitarist from Guns N' Roses and taping them to the car tires. You got the common sink sprayer thing with the rubber band, taping the faucets with packing tape, or the shower head, or both. Got the balloons in the back seat, lake in the sink, changing the keyboard on your computer, and I think I think I got everything. If not, just rewind and see what I'm missing. But anyway, those are some good ideas if you're looking for future pranks. Um. Oh. What he's done, what he usually sometimes does, is the packing peanuts that come in some packages. What he's usually done is he will stick some of those in the visor of your car, so that the next time you go to use your car, when you go to pull the visor down, it all falls in your face. And that one, he almost got me on that one. And I say almost because he had put them up there, and I didn't really have any intention of using my visor at the time, so I probably wouldn't have found out about it. But I'd gotten into my car, and I was wearing a hat, and I'd gotten into the car, and I closed the door, and one of the packing peanuts fell out, which is how I knew about it. And so I was like, dang it. When I saw it, I was like, dang it. Why is there a packing? He did it again. So, because he's done that a couple of times. And so, like, I kind of found out about it. And a couple of them had fallen, like, in my emergency brake. And so I was like, and I pulled the emergency brake up to get them out, but I couldn't put it down. So I was like, Dad, can you come get it? And can you come put my emergency brake on? And he thought I was joking. You know, he thought I was pulling a prank on him, but I wasn't. You know, his prank was what caused the emergency brake to get stuck. So that kind of backfired a little bit. But anyway, so those are some ideas if you're looking for any. So yeah, I had a fun, I guess, April Fool's Day. So anyway, yeah, so that was what I did. I'm not sure when I will make a new video. I do have a few planned. It's just whenever I get a chance to film them. I might film one tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see. Because I think I've got I think a couple of people are coming over for the weekend. Yeah. Yeah, there's people coming over tomorrow to my house. So I might have time to film a video. Might not. I don't know. If I do, I will. If not, I will film one soon. And to all of those who had suggested or had wanted to see another IMVU video from me, I will. I do promise it will happen at some point. I can't guarantee when, but it will happen. So, anyway, I will see you guys later. Everybody have a fun rest of the month. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.